The internet went into meltdown when a clip resurfaced of William and Catherine strolling hand in hand towards their helicopter, a seemingly ordinary walkabout in a British city. The image of Britain's future king and queen holding hands was enough to send social media into a frenzy. For a couple known for composure, it was a moment that screamed intimacy. Royal watchers replayed the footage again and again, noting every squeeze of the fingers, every fleeting glance. Then came the BAFTAs in 2023. For years, Catherine and Prince William walked side by side at engagements, smiling for the cameras but never crossing the invisible line of royal reserve. And yet, behind those palace walls, the spark of affection has always been there, flickering, waiting to erupt. When it does, it sets the world alight. The Prince and Princess of Wales were meant to stride gracefully down the red carpet, embodying tradition. Instead, Catherine stunned the world when she leaned towards her husband and gave him a playful pat on the backside. Cameras clicked, gasps echoed across the internet, and suddenly this was no longer a royal walk, it was a moment of passion breaking through the carefully polished surface. Tabloids called it cheeky. Fans called it unforgettable. For William, it was a public signal that the woman beside him was not only a princess, but a partner who still made him laugh and blush after all these years. This was not the first time Catherine and William had let the mask slip. Their timeline of rare PDA reads like a hidden diary of royal romance. In Belize, at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee reception among ancient Mayan ruins, William reached out to steady his wife in glittering pink vampire's wife silk as she navigated cobbled steps in towering Jimmy Choo heels. A simple hand offered in support became a gesture that melted royal fans worldwide. It's love in its purest form, one follower declared on Twitter. And who could forget London 2012? The Olympics had Britain in a fever and Catherine and William were swept into the storm. As Team GB clinched gold, William pulled his wife into a fierce embrace, lifting her almost off her feet, Catherine clutching at his shoulders for balance. The future king lost in joy, the princess radiant in his arms. It was an image that seared itself into the nation's memory, a moment where royal protocol bowed to raw human emotion. But their love story has always balanced on a tightrope between duty and desire. Unlike Harry and Meghan, who cannot seem to appear without hand-holding or stolen kisses, William and Catherine keep their fire hidden. That's why every fleeting touch hits harder, every brush of the hand feels like breaking news. Santa Barbara, 2012, Catherine leaned in and kissed William on the cheek after a polo match. It was brief, gentle, but powerful enough to set off headlines around the world. The rare kiss that proved they're just like us, one headline declared. Fast forward through the years and the pattern emerges, small flashes of intimacy that fans cling to as proof of a marriage not just surviving under the weight of the crown, but thriving. In 2014, William reached for Catherine's hand during the Tour de France in Yorkshire, a gesture so subtle yet electric. In 2016, she placed her hand on his leg during their Canadian tour, a moment that spoke louder than speeches. In 2017, William held her close after defeating her in a playful relay race, their laughter carrying further than the cheers of the crowd. In Leicester 2018, they wandered hand in hand, Catherine gazing at him with the kind of love that cameras cannot fake. On Barry Island in 2020, they giggled like teenagers in an amusement arcade, her arm thrown around him with carefree delight. Even during the pandemic, on their royal train tour of 2020, William gently touched his wife's back as they toasted marshmallows at Cardiff Castle. A simple gesture, but one that ignited headlines, royal romance on tour. By 2021, backstage at the Earthshot Prize, a series of black and white photos captured the couple like never before, close, intimate, hands brushing, eyes locked, as if the lens had intruded into a private moment not meant for public eyes. These images were circulated across every corner of the internet, cementing the pair as not only royal leaders but icons of love. Are Catherine and William rewriting the rulebook of royal love? Every public kiss, every lingering touch, every playful pat suggests yes. They are proving that affection need not cheapen the crown, it can humanize it. Perhaps that is their greatest act of rebellion, loving each other openly, even when tradition whispers, no. And if history tells us anything, the world will be watching, waiting, for the next unbelievable moment when protocol crumbles and love takes center stage.